Good morning. It's your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. It is Tuesday morning. And yes, guys, I did crawl into my bed last night and attempted to sleep all night. I've been having some really weird dreams here lately, but I guess the most important thing is that I did get some sleep, and I'm noticing the bags under my eyes are starting to clear up, so that's a good thing. I have started back on my weight journey as when the back pain started and the mobility got to be less, the weight shot up tremendously. So I am no longer in the 320s. I am no longer in the 330s. I had gotten all the way up to 344, but thank God I'm down now to 341. So, and that's where I've been for like the past 4 days, but at least it's not more. So I'm happy with that. I personally don't recommend weighing every day, especially if you tend to be governed by numbers. It's not a good idea to do that. But I have a heart condition. Short form, it's called cardiomyopathy. Long form, it's hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. Try saying that fast 3 times. Heck, even 2. And it's kind of required that I weigh every day. I have to monitor my fluid levels. So I kind of have to. So if you have a medical condition that requires you to weigh every day, get you a good scale. Make sure you have plenty of batteries. And you do that. Because you have to take care of you. I have not checked. We're going to do that right now. It's going to say I have not checked my subscribers today. But we're going to take care of that right now. View channel. We have 181 subscribers. I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry. I want to, and they would be happy tears, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you why this is so exciting to me. My start date was listed as April 27th. The 27th, okay, don't do this. The 27th of this month would be 6 months. The 27th of this month would be my mother's 88th birthday if she was still with us. I do months by 30 days. I figured, one subscription a day. If I could have 180 subscriptions by my mom's birthday, then I could really push this thing into overdrive and push to make a real big significance by my birthday, December 2nd. Oh, I'm fighting them, y'all. I'm fighting them. But we have surpassed that 180. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 181 times. Thank you. To all the new ones, to all the ones who have invited others in, to those who just happen across my channel and tell me that you like what you see. Thank you so much. Thank you. All I can give you is me. I don't know how to be anybody but me, and I don't know how to give anything but what is of me. And there's a lot of God in me, so that's what I give to everybody. Whew. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let your friends know. Maybe they see something they like. Subscribe. Please hit those thummies. And don't forget, when you see that bell pop up, hit the one with the dimples. That way you'll know when I'm here. Now I can tell you about some exciting things that are coming up. I have started working on the tutorial for the sunburst blanket, the circular blanket that I did. It's a struggle for me because I'm not accustomed to writing patterns the way normal patterns are written. And so I had to go through and jot down everything the way I write them. And then I had to go back and translate it so that I could give it to you the way it should be presented. What I should have done was written things down as I went, because some of those rounds, I can show you this part. So I've already started. I made a little part of it. Like this here. I know that there are chains there, but I don't remember how many I did. I had to go back and count and remember how many. What I write down is how many stitches I have per round. So I had to go back and figure this out because I know that I have 20 of these going around. So how many would it take for me to have this and execute this row to make this divisible by 20? Exactly. But I'm figuring it out, and as I do more, I have recorded part 1. I am working on it in colors. I can show you what the finish of part 1 looks like, so that when I do publish the tutorial, you can see now what it's going to look like. I made everything colorful so that we can see all the color changes. And you'll see here, you see bits of the yellow, but you don't see them, of course, under the orange. And that's going to happen again, like in the next row, the next round. So I am working on it for you guys. I promised you that. I told you I do everything I can to keep a promise. I don't think that's something that you just throw around lightly. So that's one thing I have coming up. I am on my crochet along today. I showed this last night in my video, and that I showed last night, I frogged it again. So this particular piece has been frogged 6 times. I think I'm where I want to be now. In the beginning, I started with 12 inches across the bottom, and I wanted it to gradually go out to 15 inches, and then at the end graduate back down to 12 inches. Well, what I should have done was measure the top of my dresser and my nightstand first. But no, I didn't do that. 15 inches would have been too much. 15 inches would have meant that I would have had to lift my mirror on my dresser, which is extremely heavy, for it to sit under the mirror unless I wanted it to drape across the front. Well, I have a unique dresser, and for it to drape across the front would be a hindrance. So I had to go back and rethink things. This is like 13.5 inches across, which gives me enough room to put it across my dresser. Nightstand, it can be 15 inches, but I want to make the one for the dresser first. That's the most important one to me. And then I'll do the nightstand, and I'll see if I have enough left to do the jewelry box. So I am working on my crochet along for this month, as I promised, which I am doing while you guys are here with me. I started with 15 half double crochets, and every other row I am increasing on each end, and all I'm doing is half double crochet. As much as I love the moss stitch, half double crochet has quickly been turning into my go-to stitch, and I'm actually starting to love the treble, which is a stitch that I really did not lean-to. I didn't, but a couple of blankets, working on them and seeing how it works out, it's like, wow, this is a really beautiful stitch. So you'll be seeing more treble stitch out of me, or half double crochet, of course. I'm so loving this. I am so loving this. I already graduated from an H hook, which is a 5.0, to a 6.0, a J. Loving it. And yeah, I took it from 15 to 45 per row. I'm at the 45 now. I stayed up last night until I got to the 45, which made me be up to 1:30 in the morning, but hey, for the sake of creativity, it's worth it. There's also another project that I'm working on. I will be finishing the blankets. My goal is to, there are 4 more blankets that I have to finish. 2 are practically done. The 2 that are in the closet, they are practically done. I see me finishing both of those probably within an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's just like finishing touches that need to be put on them. But the other 2 that I have to work on will take a little bit longer. But hey, today is the 15th. We have 16 days. But I have a lot to do this month. The kids have trunk or treat at school on the 24th. We have trunk or treat in our neighborhood on the 26th. The 31st is Halloween, which we will not be participating. But my oldest daughter will be taking the kids out to other trunk or treats within the city close to us. So we have all of that to do. I have a laundry room full of clothing that need to be folded. So I will be working on that today as well. I will also, because today is laundry day and I don't want to add more clothes to it. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Boggy Creek blankets that I have will be laundered today, and quite possibly they will be sent off. No, I'm not sending them off until the beginning of next month. But I do have a delicious piece of Happy Mail that I am sending to a very special person, and just a little love that I'm sending. And just know that that is part of my outing for the day. And I'm super excited about it because I don't even know if this person knows me, but I follow them. And I just, you listen to people, and when God puts it on your heart to do something, it's exciting when He opens a way for you to be able to do that, I feel like you guys have been more than a blessing to me. You really have. And as the channel continues to grow and I become closer and closer to monetization, the realism of the blessings is just setting in more and more. Every time I see those numbers grow, it just makes me so happy. Like I said, my purpose for wanting so badly to be monetized is because I want to be able to pull my weight. I never have been the type of person to expect things to be given to me. I've always been taught to work for what I have. So I make my videos, I crochet, I become part of communities to make my contributions. And it's not, it's when I made these blankets for Boggy Creek. They're donations, but it's work that I put in, and I share this with you so that I will have content to put out. Therefore, it's kind of like a job, and putting these videos out is my job, and it's something that I can do. I've been blessed with the ability to talk a lot. So God gave me all of this to be able to share with you all, and I do. Now, that brings me to the other exciting piece of news. Hopefully, starting Thursday, and when I finish, I'll tell you the significance of Thursday. I will be starting a segment called Inject, Digest, and Reflect. It's just a little bit of motivation that will be scheduled early in the morning, taking just a few minutes of your time to give you a little bit of an inspirational and motivational word for the day. Most of it will be pieces or statements, or I don't know how else to put it, that I have written. Some of it will be my poetry, but the initial part of it will be coming directly from me, not using anyone else's work. I will expound on what I've written, probably a minute or two, and then I will pull in probably a quote from someone else that backs up what I've said. The part that I do the talking and expounding on it is usually research that I've done on that particular topic. So that's what we have to look forward to. It's what I originally wanted my YouTube channel to be. And I also wanted to turn these into chapbooks. These are quotes or sayings that I used to send to an exclusive list of friends, families, and acquaintances every morning. And when I stopped sending them, several people have come to me and said, I miss these. But it was because I wanted to share them with a much larger audience and really give people the opportunity to make the decision as to whether or not they wanted to receive them. I did have two very close family members tell me that it was all good and fine, but I was really wasting my time. And at first when I heard it, I'm not going to deny, it hurt my feelings. It really did. But it also opened my eyes and let me realize that I was taking away their right to decide whether or not they wanted this. I didn't ask before I did it, and then it led me to, when I ran into people that I wanted to keep in contact with, asking them, do you mind if I send you this? And another thing I learned after I sent like the first two is to not send it in a group text. No. So I would send each one individually. There is a feature on the phone where you can put everybody in one and then make the decision to send them individually, but I didn't do that. I put the work in and I individually sent each person, which my list got up to 57 people, and I would sit on the porch, drink my coffee, and send those messages to all 57 people individually. So this way I can read it with the intent that it needs to be read, and everybody can exercise their right as to whether or not they want to hear it. Now, to tell you the significance about the start date, as I told you, October 27th is a major day for me and my family. It would have been my mother's 88th birthday. And there are 2 days a year that we made really big for my mother. One being her birthday, especially once she turned 65. My mom lost both of her parents when they were 64. They were 10 years apart. And my grandfather passed away when he was 64. He was 5 months away from his 65th birthday. And my grandmother passed away when she was 64. She was 1 month away from her 65th birthday. And it scared my mother, and she, cried many nights, cried many days, went into a state of depression because she didn't think she was going to live to see 65. And on her 65th birthday, we were able to give her the greatest birthday gift. We took her to Applebee's. Doesn't sound snazzy to a lot of people, but she didn't know we were doing it. So that made it good. And then we invited her closest friends and family. So when she got there, two of her besties, Ma, her best friend, and Aunt B, her other best friend, were there with her. And then the associate pastor from our church, then associate pastor, who we always refer to as Aunt Shirley, was there. She showed up, and she brought her sister with her, Aunt Eve, and many of the kids showed up. So Mom was like so tickled. She was so tickled. And then she looked up, and her sister was there from Florida. And to see the tears of joy just filled my heart so much. And then my mama's best friend, her daughter, showed up, who I've always referred to as my sister, because Mom and my Esther were so close. Carolyn and I became really close. So my mother then looked up and said, what would make the night complete is if, and I won't say his name, but if my nephew would show up. When my aunt walked in, my nephew was, my cousin, my mother's nephew, was actually parking the car. So when he walked in, she had no idea he was there. And when she looked up and saw him, it was just like this big scream of joy. And the tears just flowed, and she hugged him and couldn't let him go. And I think everybody at the table was in tears because she was so happy. She was so happy. And to be able to do that for her and share that with her just did us all the good in the world. The second big day that she and I would always share was Father's Day, because my mama pretty much raised me on her own. She did have the help of my grandparents and my aunt and uncle, but pretty much it was just me and my mama. So my mother was my mother and my father. So Father's Day, we always did something huge. Even if it was just going fishing. Because my mother loved to fish, and so do I. The irony in all of that is that she passed on Father's Day while I was holding her hand. But I'm grateful that I was able to be there. Okay, now the significance of the 17th is that was my mom's best friend's birthday, and she actually passed the year before my mom, and that was my Esther. But yeah, so Ma's daughter Carolyn and I for a while were carrying on, because Ma and my mama would always celebrate their birthdays together, being that they were 10 days apart. In days, they were a number of years apart, but they were 10 days apart, the 17th and the 27th. So after they passed, Carolyn and I, for a little while, kept up the tradition of celebrating their birthdays together. 2020 was the last time we did it. 2020 we didn't. That was when it stopped, actually. The year Mom passed was the last year that we did it, and that was 2019. But of course the pandemic happened, and then nothing has really gotten back to where it was since that happened. But she and I still keep in touch. So hopefully inject, digest, and reflect will happen on the 17th. And that is a little nugget of motivation that I will leave you all with every day. Like I said, it won't be long, I promise you. I promise you. If I was able to put these in a text message, that right there should tell you it's not going to take long. You can kind of listen to it while you're getting dressed for the day, or if you're coming in from working overnight, it can be that little motivation that you can sleep on and ponder in your dreams. However you want to do it, it'll be there for you. My runner idea has transformed so many times. It has. I was going to stick with the big balls challenge for the month and use my big balls to do the runner. And I may, this probably will not be the only runner. There will probably be many, because I do so little crocheting for me. But I know that it is something that I want, basically to preserve the furniture. And secondly of all, because it's cute. It's so cute. And for those who don't know, there will be 3 runners. So I've put myself in a time crunch with that, because not only will there be runners, there will be trinket cups that will be made like the crochet baskets, and they are just what they are, trinket cups. They will sit atop my dresser and nightstand and hold things in it. I had an epiphany this morning when I woke up. I have these crates that I got from Dollar Tree, baskets, crates, whatever you want to call them, that I got from Dollar Tree, that I absolutely love, and that I use to crochet from. Yes, I have a lot going on right here, and I'm trying to figure it out. Who is that? Okay, you stay right there. These little baskets. This is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a lifesaver. I do use these to crochet, but I am going to repurpose these, and they're going to be used as shelves on top of my nightstand. They're stackable. I have 4, so I'm going to have 2 on each side. They have holes, you say. Of course they do, because I want everything in there to be able to air out, because I have other little cups and things that can sit inside of them. I will also be using them to put like my hair products in, which like my gel, my mousse won't fit. But my smell goods and my comb and brush and those types of things, they would definitely fit in there. And what I want to use my drawers for to my nightstand, I will be able to use it for that purpose, which is basically yarn and medication. That is my life. That's what I want in my nightstand. My life. My nightstand has what I call a secret drawer to it. That's why I said that I couldn't have the runners too wide. And it's a very top drawer, a very thin drawer, and it does not look like a drawer, but it is. And all I want to be able to put in that drawer is my cigarettes, which I'm cutting back tremendously. I'm trying to stop. And it's coming up on the time of year that I usually stop, which is right around my mother's birthday. When I stop, that's my time of year for stopping. So I'm working on it, y'all. Don't judge me, please. But I am working on it. My remote control, my phone, my EpiPen, and my meds. That's all I want in my top drawer. And then the other two drawers, yarn. When I roll my cakes, I want to be able to put my cakes in these drawers and not take up my yarn wall with cakes. I want to use those for skeins and balls that I purchase or that are gifted to me, or that I win in all the giveaways that I enter in. Yes. Please understand that I have the mind of a creative. I also have a lot of alphabets attached to me, like OCD, ADHD, PTSD, AD, anxiety disorder, depression. All of those have been attached to me, and I love my therapist for who she is. I love my therapist because she helps me. I love my therapist because she gets me. So I want to be able to have everything. Oh, did I say my EpiPens and my asthma pump? That's part of my medication. So, but I want to have everything close to me without a lot of other things surrounding it. There's a little small drawer that I want to put in there for business cards. Yeah. So, yes, I'm working on some things. I'm making it happen. I am going to let everybody go. I figured I'd give you about 30 minutes of my time. I am going to continue to work on this, and then when I take a break, I'm going to pull those two blankets out of the closet so I can put the finishing touches on those, and then I'm going to pull a load from the laundry room and get those folded and directed as to where they need to go. It is pretty early for here lately. Typically it's like the middle of my morning, but it's 9:06 here. 9:02 actually. My clock is 4 minutes fast. And I'm about to get the day on and popping. That's where I am. I have enjoyed this time with you all. I'm going to add a little feature to the side of this because there'll be things sitting on it. And there's going to be two little pockets actually. So those items will not go in the drawer. It's going to be for my cell phone and my remote control. Yep, that's what I'm going to be doing. But in the meantime, in between time, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And know that I love you. So until we meet again, please love yourself as well.